In this video we're going to look at the biggest signal that just flashed, and yes guys, we're talking about the altcoin season 2025. We're going to look at the price movement of Ethereum because we are seeing that Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin, and this could mean that yes, this is finally going to be the beginning of a major run towards the upside, because if we're going to look at all of the stats, yes, we are exactly here. We could expect this major parabolic run like in the year 2017. This red price movement, we could see that Bitcoin saw a major run towards the upside, and yes guys, we are exactly here. This green line, and we could expect this next major leg of the bull market where all these altcoins are going to outperform Bitcoin, because on the daily bubbles we can see that Bitcoin is up 0.7% for the day, but we can see that Ethereum is up 3.5%. So yes guys, is this the first signal that Ethereum is going to outperform Bitcoin, and is this ultimately going to lead to a major breakout towards the upside and finally going to be the beginning of a major altcoin season? We're going to look at all of the stats, but first of all guys, if you're new to this channel, make sure to be subscribed, smash up the like button, and most importantly, join my free Telegram group where I always keep you up to date, because ultimately guys, now's the time to accumulate. And we're going to start on the daily chart for Ethereum. Yes guys, Ethereum broke towards the upside exactly from this downward sloping trend. From the beginning of December, we started with this downwards trend. Yes, this was a bearish trend towards the downside for Ethereum, but we can see we also formed a bullish flag exactly here. The price movement consolidating in this bearish trend, and if we're going to break this level towards the upside, yes guys, the previous high is going to be our price target all the way at the 4,000 US dollars, which perfectly lines up with the Fibonacci retracement level on the daily chart for Ethereum. From the previous high all the way to the swing low exactly here. The price movement at the moment for Ethereum is at the $3,390. We came exactly towards the 50 moving average on the daily chart, which perfectly lines up with a 38.2 Fibonacci retracement level, and yes, a major zone is going to be the 61.8 and ultimately the next price target. But ultimately guys, we could expect a major breakout towards the upside. And before we're going to look at the stats, why this is going to be the beginning and why this is the biggest signal that we could expect a major altcoin season, let's go on the even lower time frames on the 4-hour chart of Ethereum, because on the 4-hour chart for Ethereum, we can see that we have formed this perfect bottom signal. Yes, this double bottom or this V-shaped recovery exactly here. And from this breakout, from this downward sloping trend, yes guys, we broke on the 4-hour chart the 200 moving average, the 100 moving average, and the 50 moving average, this blue line. And yes, after this fast move towards the upside, we could expect either a small consolidation exactly within this level, or even a retest of this major breakout level. But ultimately guys, the next breakout is just about to happen, because with this major W formation, we are exactly at the neckline from this major W all the way in these levels. And if we're going to break out from this major W, we're going to look at the price target from the neckline exactly here at the levels of 3,400 US dollars, exactly the swing high. We're going to take it all the way to the bottom, all the way to the swing low, and now we're going to drag it over to the potential breakout point, which is exactly the neckline, all the way up here at the level of 3,400 US dollars. And now we can see that the technical level, if we're going to break out from this major W formation, is going to be the level of 4,000 US dollars for Ethereum. But if we're going to look at the even higher time frames, if we're going to look at the weekly chart of Ethereum, we can see we had the previous all-time high from the previous cycle exactly here, round about the levels of 4,900 US dollars. And then we saw the bear market and this recovery all the way up. And yes guys, we were seeing this sideways move or even this downwards trend for Ethereum. But ultimately guys, we can see that the price movement all the way from the previous all-time high all the way to the bear market bottom, which was exactly the 895 US dollar level, we can see that we are exactly back above the 61.8, and if we're going to break the 88.6, guys, my ultimate price target for the end of the bull market is not going to be the 1.618 level, which is exactly the 7,400 US dollars. No, it is going to be the 2.618, round about the 10,000 US dollars. Yes guys, you heard me right. You could still expect all the way from this level, from the current price movement, all the way to my bullish case being at $11,200, the 2.618. This is going to be a move of 237%. But yes guys, ultimately we're going to see that all of these coins like Ray, Solana, Jupiter, Fetch, all of these fundamental strong altcoins are going to outperform Bitcoin, because ultimately guys, this is only going to be the beginning of this last parabolic phase of the bull market. Because if we're going to compare the previous cycles with this green line where we are at the moment, we could expect this last push like in the year 2017 or even in the cycle 2020 exactly here. This wasn't the end of the bull market. We had this final stretch towards the upside, and even in the first cycle we saw this major pump towards the upside. But ultimately guys, I could expect that this cycle we're going to see a major move all the way in these regions, and that the cycle top is going to be at the end of this year, because ultimately guys, we're seeing the mass adoption, and history doesn't repeat but it rhymes. Because yes, if we're going to look at the Ethereum versus Bitcoin chart, this means that we're going to price Bitcoin versus Ethereum. Then we can see that even during the previous cycles, we saw that Bitcoin was outperforming Ethereum, the price movement of Ethereum went down, and then we saw this major breakout on February 2017. Yes guys, this was the beginning of a major altcoin season within the cycle 2017, and it broke out at the beginning of February. And if we're going to look at the previous cycle of 2021, once again exactly here in February, we saw that the chart flipped and Ethereum was outperforming Bitcoin in this major altcoin season. And once again guys, on the monthly Ethereum versus Bitcoin chart, we can see that Bitcoin outperformed Ethereum. But now guys, we're going to go on the even lower time frames on the daily chart of Ethereum versus Bitcoin, and we can see that we've formed the bottom and that Ethereum is starting to outperform Bitcoin. And yes guys, on the daily bubbles we can see exactly this is happening, and this doesn't mean that Bitcoin is going to crash all the way down here and that Ethereum is going to go up. No guys, this means that Bitcoin could go sideways or even up during this major altcoin season. But ultimately guys, we're going to see that all of these coins like Solana, Pyth, Link, being a major narrative with a real world asset, are going to see a major push. Because yes, we're seeing that major players like Liberty World Finance, which is the company of Donald Trump, they have been accumulating Ethereum. Yes guys, they know exactly what is happening. They have been accumulating Ethereum because Ethereum and all of these altcoins are going to outperform Bitcoin in this major altcoin season. And yes guys, history doesn't repeat but it rhymes. And if we're going to look at the previous two cycles, this happened exactly at the end of January. We saw the beginning of a major altcoin season, and even in the cycle 2017, which is most likely going to be a similar cycle this year like we saw in the year 2017, this red line, that this is going to be a major move due to all the adoption of Bitcoin and even World Liberty Finance, the company of Donald Trump, accumulating Ethereum because they know exactly what is going to happen. Yes, Bitcoin had its major run from all the Bitcoin ETFs, but the upside on Bitcoin is limited. And yes, we saw that Ethereum was underperforming and that we could expect this major break towards the upside. And talking about major break, yes guys, I opened this trade on Phemex on Ethereum. I had my first entry all the way down here. I had a first buy-in. And yes guys, we saw a major breakout and I added exactly here and even here, because ultimately guys, I could expect this continuation even higher, because this is only going to be the beginning of a major break towards the upside. We're going to break the $4,000, and yes guys, my end of the bull market target for Solana is easy still going to be the $1,000 all the way to $3,500, because yes, crypto is here to stay and we could expect a major altcoin season and a major bull run, and you're still early to accumulate within this accumulation phase for Bitcoin and all of these altcoins, because this move towards the upside is once again going to catch a lot of people off guard. So if you missed all of my previous videos, make sure to be subscribed, smash up the like button, and join my free Telegram group where you find all the information how to join my free Signal group, because ultimately guys, we are in this massive trade on Injective, on Solana, and also Jupiter. And if you want to trade all of these moves on Phemex, go down in the video description below where you receive a major deposit bonus. But most importantly guys, be subscribed, smash up the like button, and we see each other in the next video.